Hi, Cara.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Is there anything I can do for you before the session starts?
I do not think so. I'm just double checking that I have their stuff, but I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. Well, at 3 o'clock, I can start the session and give you a short little introduction. And
Am I early?
oh no, I just like admitted you to the meeting before everybody else, so we could chat
No,
before.
like 3 o'clock, isn't that in an hour for you?
Oh no, it's 3 o'clock on the East Coast for me.
You're on the East Coast. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got you. We're good. We're good.
yeah.
I'm Mountain
No.
Standard. I thought you were in Arizona and I was like, we're screwed up. Okay, you're good.
I run into this issue a lot with people from Arizona.
That's fine. Well, they're working with the Women's Business Center in Arizona.
Mhm.
So that's why we thought Arizona. But it's okay. We're good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't an hour ahead.
Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody in.
Okay, perfect.
Looks like we have 8 people. Hey everyone. Um, okay, I guess we're mostly cameras off today. Welcome to Startup Spring Training. I'm Jamie. I am a program associate at SeedSpot, and I'm here to introduce Carl Laws, who's going to give us a wonderful session today. Just to remind you all, like this is Startup Spring Training. And we're working on rounding the bases, and there are a bunch of wonderful things we can earn by like rounding the bases, including a possible micro grant once you get to home base, a free access to one of SeedSpot's 2-day launch camps, among many other things. So I'll just pass it off to Kara now, and thank you all so much for coming.
All right. Welcome all. I want you guys to put in the chat who you are, obviously it's your names, but tell us who you are, where you're located generally, and then what your business is. If I know what your business is, that kind of helps us customize this, especially since we have a small group. We want to be able to customize this as well as we can for you guys. So drop that in the chat. I'm going to introduce myself really quickly. My name is Kara Laws. I teach new business owners all the steps in the right order to make sure that they are building a solid business foundation. Far too many of us are building businesses just kind of haphazardly. We're just throwing things together and hoping that it all works out well and it's going to be okay. And then we're trying to piece things together and it often feels chaotic and crazy. So I teach business owners how to build it in the right order so you have a strong foundation that allows your business to grow and that supports you. And again, please tell me what your business is in the chat so I can kind of customize this to you guys as we go. What I am teaching you today is we're going to talk about how to build a customer journey. Some people are going to call this a funnel, but my way's better. But we're going to go through and talk about what this looks like and how to build it and how to create it. This is coming from my Launch Your Business Academy. I've pulled a little bit out of that to teach you guys this here today so we can start implementing and getting these things done and taken care of in our business. My business is called Launched Business Education. Like I said, I teach business owners how to get things done. Yeah, and how to get it done in the right order. Okay, real estate. Perfect. You're a realtor. That's perfect. I love that, Iris. Okay, guys, what else? What other types of businesses do we have in here? Just real estate. Drop it in the chat for me. I'm gonna keep us moving, but I'm gonna keep bugging you too. Okay. Uh, Tell me NFC cards for hospitality. What does NFC mean? For hospitality businesses to help them get more reviews. I don't know what that one means, but I love it. I like that you're getting those out to people. Team building. Perfect. See cards. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. West Valley Nutrition Counseling. Perfect. I started my first business in Phoenix. Okay. All right. I'm going to get us moving. Three tips. This is what we're going to cover while we talk about this is a lot of times in business, care financing, love it. A lot of times in business, we kind of build things like it's supposed to be the same every day. So if we want $100,000 in a year, or we want $120,000 in a year, we say, okay, that means that we have to have $10,000 a month. And we expect like every month to be the exact same. We're going to talk about how that's not reality and how to work around it. We're going to talk about creating a journey that people can easily follow and it helps them go from just looking to yes a lot faster. We're going to talk about making sure people aren't confused. If people are confused, they don't buy stuff. So we're going to talk about all of these three things. And then I'm going to do the activity with you so you guys can build this customer journey. I want you to have the basics done, at least the first three steps, before we're done here today. Does that feel okay? Okay. All right. First up, most important thing, not most important, one of the first important things in your business is we have to understand that everything is not the same. Like every month, every day, every week is not the same. And so if our goals are to just make, is my screen flashing for the rest of you or is that just me? It's doing okay for you. Okay, I won't change it then. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure it didn't need to be reconnected. Okay. Um, we want to make sure that it's not every single day we're looking for the exact same thing. Every month we have the same plan, et cetera, et cetera. We want to make sure that we're building a business that flows and ebbs with what's happening. You're going to have different business results in December than you are in January, especially if you sell product. If you're selling to businesses, that's going to be different too. I have like no sales in December. Nobody wants to start a business education program in December. We want to sleep. Business owners want to sell their stuff and then sleep in December, right? But January, we're starting to get up and running again. By the time taxes come around, that's when my business starts to pick up. So you want to create customer journeys that make sense with the actual things that are happening in your life, in your customer's life, and in the world. So we're not just going to say, I'm going to make $10,000 a month. We are going to say, I'm going to make $10,000 in January and then 15 in February or 10, 5 in March, whatever that looks like. We're actually going to pay attention to things that are happening and create journeys that match the reality of what's happening around us. Does that make sense? Give me a one if that feels okay to you, and put a two in the chat if you're like, I don't understand. I want to be the exact same every day. So one if you feel good. Give me a two if you're like, I don't get it. All right, Paul feels good. Iris feels good. Gloria feels good. Okay, I'm going to keep us moving. That is our first step. So, a client journey is the process and the path that you are taking your customers on from them first meeting you to them actually purchasing and then purchasing again and again and again. Old school caveman original marketing is just to put up a sign and say, I sell houses. I sell houses, I sell houses, and you just kind of stand there and you wait for people to come to you. Lower my hand. And we wait for people to come to you. That's not it doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked in several decades. It's just not the most consistent way to be marketing. Instead, we want to be creating like a really easy path for people to follow. So they see you at an expo, they sign up for your free offer. Then what is the next step? Then they are being followed up with emails. You're asking them to book an appointment, you're meeting together, and then they're actually following through and meeting. What does that process look like for you in your business? If you already have kind of an idea of what your client journey is, will you say yes in the chat? And if you're like, I have no idea what I'm building, will you put a big fat no for me? So I have an idea of where we're sitting. And it's okay if you say no, because we all started at no. Literally every business owner ever started at no. I do not have a client journey. It's hard to build a pipeline. Yes. Ruthie says no. Lisa says yes. So somewhere in the middle. Okay. So for those of you who are like, I have a general idea, you need to take this and I need you to apply it to your process right now and start fine tuning and fixing it. Let's make sure that it's running really well. For those of you that say no, we're creating a template today. We're going to create kind of a rough draft for you so we can start testing it and make sure that it's working consistently. Does that feel fair? Yes, we're feeling okay. All right. So, when you are creating a customer journey, again, we are leading people down a path from just meeting us to wanting to give us money. We started businesses for money, and it's okay to say that. We do want money at the end. That's the long term goal, right? So I want you to think of it kind of as if people were walking down an actual path. So in this one here, this is a pretty flat path. You can see that they have filled the cracks. So there's not a lot of places to turn an ankle. You have clear goal of where you're going. You're headed here to the lighthouse. That's the mission. That's where I want to get. There's also a fence to keep people from falling into the ocean. It's a pretty clear path. There might be some stairs. There are some stairs at the end. They don't look terribly difficult. It's a pretty clear path. We know where we're going. We know how to get there. It feels relatively safe. This is the general feeling that you want to be able to give your clients. They know where they're going. On this path that you're taking me on, what's the ultimate goal? It feels safe. The steps make sense. They don't feel like they are being asked to do too much too fast. You're not pushing them too fast. It's a safe, easy, I know where I'm headed path. Okay. But a lot of us end up here with this rocky path. I fell down a lot. Just who I am. I am falling on this path. There are a million ways for me to turn an ankle in all these big, huge cracks. There also is no end. Do you see that it keeps going past this hill all the way to here? I don't know where we're going, which makes me feel a little bit more uncomfortable because it just kind of goes endlessly. So I'm less likely to take the steps forward because I don't know what end goal is. I don't know where we're going. And so I'm less likely to keep trudging along. There's also no fence on this. Yes, it's not that steep of a hill, but it's still a little scarier. Some people are still going to walk down this. It's not that scary, but it's also not as comfortable as this. We want to be creating things that are this comfortable. If you're here in the middle, it's okay. You can start making these changes. Some of us are here. This is Angel's Landing. This is here in Utah. This never ever in my whole entire life will be a trail that I climb. It is about 10 inches wide in places and it's sheer drop off on both sides. There is the semblance of maybe a fence, but it's not a fence, it's a chain. Just a random chain. People fall off it. There is kind of an end. You're headed up here to the top where 100 people gather and then you have to make your way back down. I don't know. I don't get it. Never ever in my life am I going on this adventure. Some of us have created this type of customer journey for our clients. We're like, hi, I just met you. Would you like a 3 hour discovery call where I can tell you why your marriage is failing? And they're like, whoa, whoa, that's too much. I just met you today. That feels scary. That feels hard. And it feels kind of like, I mean, obviously I'm being a little dramatic, but it feels kind of like this. We're asking them to take big, huge steps that feel very scary. If your price point is expensive, you're going to need a longer pathway. If you are asking for a lot of vulnerability, so if you are a marriage counselor, if you're getting into someone's business, personal business, business, anything like that that makes them vulnerable, you're going to need a longer pathway. You can't just say, come on, let's go. Let's get on a call. Because to them, they're like, woo, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't trust you. This is too soon. We want to be creating a really easy step by step path that makes sense and feels natural and normal as we are creating relationships. Now, give me a 1 if this makes sense and you're feeling okay, and give me a 2 if you're like, "I don't get it." These are very pretty places, but what does this have to do with business? Michael feels okay, Gloria feels okay, okay. You can do a 1.2 1.5 if you need to. A 1, a 1. Okay, so we're feeling all right. I will accept. 1.5. I'm gonna keep going, Lisa. I see your 1.5. If you have a specific question, please ask me. But I'm gonna keep going because I think the next piece might help. Okay. I'm gonna tell it in a different, it's the same story. I'm just gonna tell it in a different way, essentially. But these are my babies, these are my kids. The youngest one is homesick today, so if somebody crashes into my office, it's this one. Um, he is Sammy. He is my youngest, and he has like this stubborn streak inside of him that made things really hard for a moment because no matter what I said, he wouldn't do it. I was like, "Here, eat a cookie." And he's like, "You told me to, and therefore I will not eat your cookie." And he just I couldn't make him do things. And my oldest right here, he started getting him to do stuff for him. Like the 3-year-old would do what he was asked as long as the oldest asked him to do it. And I finally was like, "Dude, you're gonna have to teach me how to parent. Clearly, I suck at this. Please tell me what you're doing, or please be the parent for me so I can just retire because this is too hard." And he said, Sammy really likes popcorn. And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "If I popcorn in front of him, he'll follow me." And he's like, "I have to, if I put it too far away, he won't come. But if I put it on like each stair, he'll take a step and he'll follow me." And then at the end, he was giving him a prize of more popcorn. And it worked. And he got this little 3-year-old to do whatever he wanted. In our business, that's kind of what we're doing with our client journey is we're creating a popcorn trail for them. If we put their next step too far away, they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm not doing that." And like the 3-year-old, they sit on the ground and are like, "No, thank you. That's too hard. I'm not taking 10 steps." And if we put it too close, they never move forward because they can just stand there and still get the popcorn, right? So if we put it too close, they never move forward. As you're building your client journey, we're looking for what requires them to also take a step with us. What requires them to give us their contact information in a way that they feel safe still? What requires them to open an email, to come to a meeting, to whatever those things look like, where they still feel safe and it's not too big of a risk, but is also stepping them along through their journey. All right. This is what this is like super light for you guys, but you can see it. There we go. All right. This is how I want you to build your customer journey. And I'm going to give you the link to get the download so you can just do this. It'll load immediately for you. You don't have to like check your email. It should come right up. All right. And this is what we're going to do. Most people teach a funnel. So when they're teaching customer journeys, they're teaching a funnel. Funnels, look like a funnel, kind of like a V. All the things go in the top. You have cells that come out of the bottom. I teach it this way in a wheel or a clock because I want you to be able to create a client journey where they meet you here and they purchase here and then they purchase again and again. And we are creating a recurrent journey so that they're showing up again and again and again and again in your business. We are creating the whole entire system instead of just into my business and then we drop them off and then we're looking for new people. It costs you 5 times more to get new clients than to retain current clients. And if you're a realtor, I saw we had realtors in this group. This matters even more because we don't want to shop for a realtor. It's hard to shop for a realtor. Nobody freaking knows where to find you. It's hard to find people to trust. And so you want to really spend time on those people because they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their family, and every single one of your clients is worth a lot. Then they're going to sell their house and move, and they still want to talk to you, right? So we want to be able to create the whole system. I am going to walk you through in several ways how to do this. So if you have the download and want to print it off, go for it. If you just want to use pen and paper, go for it. If you want to do it on the computer or on your phone, that's fine too. If you just want to do it in your head, that's fine. We're going to start right here at the top, this section right here. And you're going to say, how do people first come in contact with my business? When they first find me, when they first see me, what does that look like? Did anyone else lose sound? I think we're good. Karina, tell me if you can hear me again. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep going again. I just want to make sure. Okay. So, first step, how do people come in contact with your business? What is the first step where they see you and meet you? I want you to drop it in the chat and then we're going to walk you through the rest. So, where do people find you first? Okay, I'm going to give you some ideas. Referral. online, email, test. Okay, Lisa, for this, I want you to choose one. If we're going to create a good client journey, we want to choose one for right now. So text. Okay. I'm going to be back. Okay. A business card. Ruthie, I want to know, like, where do they get your business card from? Are you going to events, to trade shows, anything like that for them to get your business card? Are they picking it up somewhere else? Online, word of mouth, Gloria, same thing. Let's choose one just for this. You're probably going to have a lot of client journeys in your business. You've worked with them in the past. So this is okay. So we're creating something for recurrent clients. It's perfect. A lot of people find me in workshops. So for me, and that's what I'm going to move through this is a workshop. Events, local store counters. Okay, Ruthie, I would choose one for this. Just to see. Okay. Just to make it a little simpler. All right. For me, a lot of people meet me in workshops like this. You walk into their business. Michael, are you walking into their business and introducing yourself? I hope your answer is yes, because good freaking job. Good job. Yes. Way to be proactive. Sometimes we're not proactive with our marketing. So I love that. So a lot of people meet me in workshops. That's step one, right? And I'm meeting them in the middle. I'm teaching something. It's typically for free. And then they're showing up. So them showing up is that first little, well, the sign up is the first little step. They have to sign up, but it's free. We get contact information, Seed Spot or me or Women's Business Center, whoever I'm working with, we get contact information. So it's a little bit of a step. That's step number one. Okay. Step number two for me is people show up. Again, that's a pretty easy, natural next step. You signed up and then you show up. You still have to take a little bit of a step forward, but it doesn't feel hyper scary. It doesn't feel like I'm asking too much of any of you, right? I'm taking an hour of your day. That might be a lot, but it's not astronomical. I'm not asking for a whole ton, right? That's the next step. So tell me, people pick up your business card or you walk into their business, Michael, and you introduce yourself. What is the next step? My first step is they sign up. Second step is they show up. What is your guys' second step? Ruthie, they pick up your business card and then what? You're going to meet with them. Okay. Tell them the cost. Michael, what do you do? I don't even have a business card. That's fine. I have digital business cards most of the time. Not on purpose. I actually forgot business cards once at an event that I went to, and so I quickly downloaded a digital one on my phone, and it worked phenomenally. So I kept it. Okay. So here are the things that we're getting here. We're going to meet with the referral. I like that. Somebody refers you, they call and they want a meeting. I like that because they're asking for the meeting. Um, we have some punch cards, schedule a virtual call or in-person meeting. All right, here are my concerns. Sometimes when we're going straight from you got my business card to a meeting, that can feel like a very, like to a one-on-one meeting. That sometimes for a lot of people can feel like a big next step. Now, if someone calls you, like I think Lisa said, Iris said, it's a referral and they're reaching out to her asking for a meeting, the next step for her is to meet with them. If they are just picking up, if you're just introducing yourself and then asking for meetings, sometimes that's too big of a step. If more than half of your people are saying yes, if even 30% of your people are saying yes, then it's not too big of a step. That's how we know is the statistics. If you're converting 30% along the way, you're doing pretty good. And you're like, that's not too big of a step. If you're only getting 3% of people to say yes, your step is too big. Your popcorn's too far away. And so you have to put something in the middle. Last year for my academy, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to that as I walk you guys through this. Okay. Okay. Restaurant repair. Okay. No, that makes sense. The price is discussed up front, Michael. I like that. Okay. Serena, introduce yourselves and then get asked to get on a Zoom chat. How many people are you converting to that? So if you met 100 people, do you know how many would say yes to getting on the Zoom chat with you? That's how we build this math. Okay. Managers usually don't return emails. I think you going into restaurants is good. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I think you're good. Okay. I'm going to keep going. We're getting there. All right. Sign up for my workshop, show up to the workshop, right? The next step typically is for them to download. I just sent you guys a download. That's the next step in my journey is to download the actual thing, right? So you guys have the customer journey little map thing, which I already sent, but it's right here. That typically for my clients, that's the next easy step. It makes sense that they want the work to go with the workbook to go with whatever we're working on. Okay. And then the next step might look like joining our Facebook group. It might look like coming to the workshop where we talk about our academy. It might look like it kind of varies based on what they do. We have a system that tells them what to do inside of it. But there's easy next steps. Now, last year, into my academy. So usually goes workshops into academy. And we got rid of a step in the academy. I thought it was too hard. And so people typically came to our workshops and then they had to apply to be a part of our academy. And then if they were the right fit, we would approve them and we would move forward. Last year, I decided it was too big of a step because I'm teaching this and I'm like, let's make it easier. What does this look like? And so I took it out and I said, you can just sign up directly. Can anyone guess what happened? So 6 months academy, it costs a little bit of money. And I got rid of the free application. Does anyone have any guesses what happened? Did my sales go up or down? Down. She's correct. They went down. It went from, and yes, it went from an easy next step. The next step was an application that was free. And that was an easy next step that allowed them to say, yes, I want to opt into this big commitment. Or maybe, no, I don't want to opt into this big commitment. Right. And I went straight for the sale instead. And it cut our sales by like 50 to 60% just by taking out the easy next step. Right. So I want you guys, as you do this, to be thinking of that. This journey is going to be a little bit in flux as you build and create your businesses. You're going to say, all right, maybe this isn't the sale. These aren't the sales I want. I'm going to change some stuff. Point is, we have to be tracking it. We have to know what it looks like so we can say, oh, when we got rid of the free application, it was too big of an ask. They weren't willing to take the next step, so we have to put it back. Does that make sense? Does that feel okay? Give me a 1 if you're following still and you feel okay. And give me a 2 if I'm losing you. Gloria feels good. Paul feels good. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's what you're going to keep doing. I'm going to do it for me and then I'm going to do it for a couple other businesses through here, right? So workshop sign up, workshop show up, download the workbook. They're going to come to an additional workshop. They can apply to join our academy. They're approved in the academy. They actually sign up for the academy as we address their concerns. So that's several steps to here. Okay. And then I'm going to keep building and I'm going to say, okay, now they're in the academy. We're building a good relationship. We've done coaching calls. They're learning and getting more education. We've done some one-on-one FaceTime. They're getting close to the end of their academy. And then they're coming to another workshop where they can then move into our alumni program, right? And we're continuing to build this pattern again and again so that I am retaining clients. I'm taking them through easy next steps and I'm retaining them. So let me do it for another business. Let's say that you sell art. You're going to be an artist today, a watercolor artist, right? You sell little postcards, I guess. And we're going to say that people meet you. First step is going to be, are you sharing the steps in the workbook that was shared? We only see the first page. I think it is. This is just a worksheet. So I do think it's like 2 pages and that's it. Which is like example, like instruction, and then it should have the next page that has kind of this wheel. Are you not seeing the wheel, Lisa?
So on the screen that you're showing, it's just the wheel. Is that what we should be seeing?
Yes, yes. I don't
Okay.
have words in here. You're good. I'm just talking it through.
Okay, got it. Thank
I
you.
can see how visual cues would have been helpful, and I will make a note for the future because, yes, that would be nice. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're so welcome. Yeah, that's all. I don't have visual cues for there, but I will add them. I will add them moving forward. Okay, so we're gonna do it again, and I'm gonna make this up as we go. We're gonna say that you are an artist, watercolor artist, and people first meet you at a booth. Let's say at a booth at a craft show. So right here, they come to your booth at a craft show. Their first step is to come to the craft show. They see you at your booth. Your next thing is to get them engaged. I like your shoes. I really like your hair. Where did you get that shirt? Are you hot today? I don't know, whatever you want to ask them. The first thing is to get them engaged and start a conversation. That's step 2. Step 3 would be something like, hey, we're doing a giveaway. Let's go back. We're doing a giveaway. Would you like to enter to win a free watercolor? This is what's on my desk. Watercolor postcard series or something or whatever that looks like, or a book or a whatever you sell at your watercolor booth. That's the next step. Their part is to give you their contact information, right? And then the next step is you email them and you're like, hey, Sally, you won or you didn't win, but here's 50% off or 10% off or whatever you want to do. You're leading them through the next steps and you're asking them for the next sell. And then you're saying, hey, you only have like 3 days left. Make sure you cash that in. And then they purchase it here. And then you're continuing to build that. So what's next? Follow us online. Why don't you join us for a free workshop? Hey, did you know we have a membership option, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the print of the month. They get the print of the month, et cetera, all the way around and around and around again. Does that make sense? Some of you are going to need all of this space. Some of you are going to need a little bit less. Some of you are going to need more, and you're going to want to cut those up. Okay, what questions do you guys have about your own journey at this point? I have one more bit for us to go through talking about focus and stuff like that. But what questions do you guys have at this point? How do you feel about your current customer journey? Engagement is key on socials. I agree. I actually don't get a lot of my clients from social media, but you definitely can. Is there going to be a list for us to use? Like a list of options, like step ones? Karina, is that what you're saying? I can make you one. Emailing customers. Okay. Is that your step 1 or are you asking me a question related to that? Yes, visual learner. I'll make you one. Visual cues. Okay. Of options. This helps a lot if you can really just think through what you do when you purchase. When you meet a new business, when you're interested in their stuff, what does your process look like? Very few of us are impulse shoppers. Very few of us land on a website the first time and purchase. So the point isn't to get a purchase as soon as they land on your website or walk into your thrift store. It's to start building the relationship so that they're coming back again and again. So if you're a thrift store, Ruthie, I love that first off. One, it's really easy to start gathering information. I will get right back to that. Okay, it's really easy to start gathering information by having sign up for an email list, and we send out free coupons on our email list. Thanks for coming in. We send out specials on our email list if you fill out this thing, right? That's a super easy way to do it. And then if you have a sticker system for your inventory, like a colored sticker system, like I don't know, anything that came in January, the first part of January has a red sticker and the second part has a blue sticker, et cetera. Then when you do the sticker sales to turn over inventory, because a thrift store, that's what keeps you going. You got to turn over inventory, you know that. Then when you have those sticker sales, you got to get rid of the red ones. You can email your list and say, hey, it's a special day just for people on our list, and all of our red stickers are 50% off. And you can keep building that relationship there where they're creating and they're following and looking for your emails as part of their consistent journey with your business. Does that help? Okay. How do you start building an email list? I feel weird asking for someone's email. Fair, but it's a weird question. You're not like, hi, Sally, can I have your email? Because that's freaking weird. You want to offer something in exchange. So even just barely when I did Ruthie's, it's if you sign up for our email list, there's stuff that we send you. You can also kind of think of it like dating. You don't give just anyone your phone number, or you don't just ask anyone for your phone number. You kind of have a discussion first and decide if you might be like a good fit, if you're interested in each other, and then you're asking for the next step. So it's the same thing with the email, is you're going to have a little bit of a conversation. That's why step 2 for someone coming to your booth wasn't, can I have your email? It was, how are you doing today? I like your shoes. Your hair looks cool. Whatever that looks like, because you're kind of creating a little bit of a connection first. And then you're offering them something in exchange. So we have a free giveaway today. We're giving away, I used to give away engagement sessions when I was a photographer. We're giving away 5 free engagement sessions. If you want to enter to win, that's available. And some people are like, ew, gross. And you're like, that's cool because it's not a requirement. And most people are like, yes, free stuff. I'll take it. Or if they feel a good vibe with you, they're fine with that. Okay, so I would start there. You can put it on your website. Those pop up all the time. 30% off when you sign up for our email list. You can do it in person. You can create all kinds of things. I have courses. Just barely when I said download your template, that is list building. It doesn't have to be weird. Okay. Actually create emails by my event, whether it's a free event or a paid one. I keep those emails for creating my email list. Yes. Another option is a free download PDF. Yep, to provide your audience good tips for what you do, which is a great way to create an email list. Yeah, I have a book that I wrote called Don't Suck at Business. This one. Sometimes it's near me. And I have a free chapter download on my website, and I offer it all over the place, and people will exchange for that too. So it's not just give me your email, it's an exchange. Does that help a little bit? Any other questions at this point before I give you the next steps? Options. I'm giving you guys a second to type, but I'm going to keep moving. All right, next steps. It is so important when you're creating this to make sure. Is there a download for the email option, like how to create an email? Is that what you're asking me? Here's the thing. I'm being asked for more visual cues and a better template today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that this evening. And if you downloaded this, if you put your stuff, I created this morning for you guys. This goes to a special group. So if you downloaded the template, I will email everyone who downloads the template these other cues that you're asking me for. And I'll throw it together tonight. I think I have something half built already. Okay. Because I just don't have it right now. Okay. All right. As you are building this, as you are creating a sequence, you are so welcome. A sequence for your clients. There is so much that you can automate, right? There's so much you can do. There is so much that you can offer. The important part is that you want to build a full system all the way around, automated or not, I don't care, that is very focused on one message, one product, and one process. If we are taking people on this journey with us and we're like, here, come along, we're going to the lighthouse. And on the way, we're just going to take like a quick sidestep over this way. We're just going to hike down to the water over here. We're just going to go on a quick detour this way. People are getting lost very quickly. They're like, what the freak are we doing? I'm tired. I don't want to walk up those stairs anymore. I don't know what our goal is. I don't know where we're headed. I don't know what to do. And so they just opt out. And we lose people all along the way. So even though you have different services and products in your business, your goal is to guide people through in a pretty straight line. Your products and services, the new ones that need to be introduced in a way that makes sense and keeps them on the right path moving forward. If you are asking them to take 1,000 side quests, they will, but they won't come back. You're going to lose half of them in the weeds because they took a side quest and they got distracted and they took another side quest and they never made it back. So we want to make sure that everything makes sense all of the time. Super simple. Yes. Yes. All along the way. I can give you another example because we test my audience constantly. I have a summit called Workshop Week. And it used to just be the same workshop talking about my academy all the time. That's all we did is we just taught that essentially on repeat for a week. And then I said, well, that's working okay. So let's add another workshop into it. So I added another workshop into it. And then I was like, that's working okay. Let's add like 15. And so we went from teaching the same thing and moving people into our academy to like 15 to 20 workshops from 15 to 20 different speakers all throughout the week, tons and tons of different stuff. They got way more value from it, way more different places to go, 100 different things to do. What do you think happened to my sales that time? They went significantly down because I distracted them. Because the other way was just, here's what I can offer you. This is what the process is. This is who we are. This is what we do. You have the option to opt in or not. Do you want to join us on this journey? Right. And that's all we talked about. The second way was, here's how you build a website. Here's how you build a client journey. Here's how you do a booth at a vendor show. Here's 100 other things. Here's how you do your systems, your marketing, your finances. And there's so much happening that my actual message of join our academy was very lost in the weeds. And everyone's like, I have 1,000 things to do. I don't need that. I have too much to do. So yes, keeping it simple matters. People do not purchase when they feel confused. People do not move forward when they feel overwhelmed. Keep it simple, one direction, one message, one process. We all have attention filters inside of our brain. They were we were born with them kind of, but they're built over time because if you go for a walk with a 3-year-old, he stops and looks at every crack and every bug inside the crack, and it's like a 20-minute process that should have been 5, right? He's building the tension filters. As adults, we already have these. We have them, we've built them over decades, right? And it looks like this. Sensory input comes in, we look outside, we see the trees, and it immediately goes into this first filter, this immediate attention filter, and our brain is like, that's not relevant to me. And it dumps it immediately. There's so much coming at us that very little actually makes it into meaningful output and even onto the short-term memory table. Most stuff is dumped instantly. As a business, you have to be able to get through this first filter. And the way that we do it isn't by changing it up over and over again. It's not by being chaotic. It's not by confusing people. It's by creating the same consistent message. People do not remember you until they've seen your stuff at least 8 to 15 times. And that's just remembering you. That's not purchasing. That's just remembering that you exist. That's just breaking through the first filter, right? So if every time they come in contact with our business, it's different, we're just multiplying the number of times they have to come in contact with us. So we want to keep it really clean and simple and straightforward so we can get to meaningful output and have a chance at the short-term memory table where then again, your brain filter is like, is this trash or do I want to keep an eye on it? Right? Exactly. Exactly. So we want to make sure that you're moving forward really well with this and that you are consistently delivering the same information and you're keeping people on the same path. When I offered them 1,000 workshops, it gets muddy. And I do it, it's one of the problems that I had. I offered way too many workshops here in March too, because I like to teach. I like to offer value. I like to help people. But with business, it's not helping people take the next step. And that's my goal. I need them to take the next step so that they buy things, so that I can get them in my funnel and my system, right? Okay. So we absolutely have to focus on what we're doing, the main product that we're selling, the main client that we want in our business. Last week here, I talked about how to figure out who your fans are and bring them into your business. I think we have those recorded. Yes. Are those still available for people who are doing spring training? I I think they are. So that's still there too if you need to kind of figure that out. When we get distracted and we jump all over the place, we are sacrificing our business and we're sacrificing ourselves because we get so distracted by all of the other things that are happening. My very first business coach, her name was Rebecca, and I have like a million quotes from her. She was like really tough on me, not in a bad way. It's what I needed. And every time I got on the phone with her, I would tell her about this really new and unique opportunity that I had in my business. And so I was going to create a new product or a new service for it, or I was going to change the whole way that my business ran for this opportunity. And she finally is like, I don't know what to expect. Anytime I get on the phone with you, it's like a whole different business that we're trying to figure out. And she told me that you have more opportunities in a week than you could ever take advantage of in a lifetime. So it's not about saying I have to take advantage of all of the opportunities. The more important part is to say, this is what I'm building and this is where I'm headed. And I can't take advantage of that right now because this is what we're doing. And if it's not on this path, it doesn't fit with what I'm doing. This is one of the probably number two thing that I see keeping business owners from making it over 100K and then 500 and then definitely they're not making it to a million if they are getting distracted by all of the things along the way and they're restructuring and side questing their life or their business apart. It's hard at times. Like you don't know if you're missing out. Yeah, I totally agree, which is why I did it. You don't know if you're missing out or not. And so for me, this is where I'm headed and this is what I'm building. And if it fits with that, if I can see how it fits in that structure, I'll take it. If I have to change what I'm doing to accept it, I don't take it anymore. I used to. I don't take it anymore. I spent over a decade taking all of the opportunities and essentially just spinning my wheels endlessly. So as you're building this journey, that is the other thing to keep in mind is we're building that journey and then we're selling it again and again and again and we're fine tuning it again and again and again with the focus of this is what I'm selling. This is what I'm doing. Business takes time. Business takes time. You're not going to get there overnight and it's okay. We want to really know where we're headed and how to create that journey. Because if you can focus on that journey, you can keep fixing it and making it better along the way and bringing in more and more and more people. I do believe the answer is yes, because I know people have had access to the one from last week. The question is, will we have access to a recording of today's presentation? Yes, I think so. Okay. If not, reach out to me. I have a recording of it from a different event. Okay. So, okay. So here are your next steps. As a small vendor, I move to different spots and it's hard to keep the same clients. I would be building that lead list, that email list like crazy if you're moving to separate spots. So I have a friend who has a food truck. He has a pizza food truck. And when they move to different spots, they email their list and they let them know where they're moving. We're going to be at the park today. We're going to be at this. We're going to the fair. We're doing those types of things. I don't know if you have like a food truck or like what it is, but that list is going to be more important to you because people don't know where to find you. And so your job is to keep them up on that. I also know vendors, pop-up vendors, people like that who make it a contest. Food vendor, yes. So make it a contest. Come find us today. Everyone who finds us from this email or this clue gets X. Things like that. There's a lot of people who do contests with it. First person here gets a free whatever, our 100th person here gets a whatever. Something like that. When you're moving, make it more fun, make it more interactive, and make sure you're building that list so people can continue to find you because you want to build the consistency, even if it's in a different way. Yeah, share on social. Social's a great way to say, come find us. Make it a treasure hunt. Prize at the end. All of the popcorn at the end. Right? Good. Next steps. A lot of times we learn and we don't implement. It does not matter what you know, it matters what you do. You can take all of the classes in the world, but if you don't actually put them into play, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So your next steps are to plan your revenue or your client journey with life in mind. We only talked about this for a second. So again, your year is not the same every month. So I want you, as you're planning this client journey, to say, this is my client journey for like December. This is what we're going to do in December or November or whatever that looks like. I want you to be aware of that as you're planning it. Two, I want you to write out this customer journey. Maybe it's long, maybe it's short. It depends. If you have like I said, if you have if you have a high price point or high commitment, yours is going to be a lot longer. Buying Navajo tacos is a lot shorter for me. That's $5 and it's a Navajo taco. Why wouldn't I buy it? Something like that is a significantly shorter lead time. So your client journey is going to be a lot shorter. So you're going to want to know how to re-engage people, right? And then we're going to choose whatever you're focusing on. So what is your customer journey focusing on? Those two should probably be switched. So I would choose your focus first and then write out your customer journey. What are you focusing on? Where are you leading people? Over and over and over again, what is the number one thing you're leading people to in your business? What are you doing to give people that direction and security and support along the way so they can remember you and actually move forward in your business and make sure they're supporting you and be willing to spend that money? Okay. Again, my name is Kara Laws. My business is Launched Academy. I am here. I gave you 10 minutes if you would like to use it to ask any questions that you have of me before we hop off. So do you guys have any questions? Do you need me to look at anything before we go?
I don't know if you can hear me, Sarah. I can hear you guys now. Before I couldn't hear on my iPhone. So there's that circle that you were sharing, like you were talking about like your customer journey. I know I mentioned if you could send me like kind of a guide of like the next steps. It's definitely something that I'm interested in because for me, so what I do, I'm a money mindset. So I do 3 months help women of color like such that create financial abundance.
Hey, Karina, you are breaking up so bad for me. Can I
Let
have
me
you?
type it in.
Yeah, type it in for me and I'll read it out loud for the recording and then I can make sure I understand because I think I only caught like a third of it. Anyone else have questions? Type those in too. Yes, she'll type it in. And yeah, you guys can type in any questions. You can come on mic if you would like to, as long as we can hear you. Okay. And then let's do this too. I want to know how you're feeling about your client journey after going through this. Like, does this help you feel like you have more of a direction? Do you feel more confused? Do you feel more confident about what you're doing? That kind of helps me. Tell me how you're feeling about your client journey while we wait for Karina to drop her question. Give me a 1 if you're like, I feel better and more confident. There we go. Give me a 2 if you're like, I feel more confused than ever, or give me a 3 if you're like, this gives me a pass. Feel better. Okay. Cool. I love thrift shops, by the way, and there is some exciting marketing inside of thrift stores and like great ways to push products. So I love your business, by the way. That's a business I would buy for sure. Okay, any other questions? I'm waiting for Karina's to drop here, but does anyone else have any other questions, concerns about their customer journey, anything like that before we call it a day? Okay, so you are using social media. It's not working very well for you right now. I would 100% start looking at what you're posting there. And then do you have how many followers do you have right now? Only about 3% of your followers see your social media. So if you have 1,000 followers, like 30 are seeing it. Okay, you're outside. That's okay. I'm interested in the list as I wanted to focus on steps to guide the client. I'm a money mindset coach. After they engage in my content, I ask them to get on a Zoom. It can happen after that. And I send them the email and the payment options and it's follow up. Okay, what should I do to complete the journey? Okay, so let me make sure I understand. They get on a call with you. I'm going to stop sharing this because, all right, they get on a call with you and they engage in your content and then you ask them to get on a Zoom call. How many people are getting on a Zoom call after, like, once you ask them to get on a Zoom call, how many people are actually doing it? Is it a lot? Is it a few? And are you discussing, my second question would be, are you discussing the payment options on the call or do you send them payment stuff afterwards? Those are my two questions before I can tell you what to do. What would you recommend for following customers on a furniture store? So like follow up. Yes, Anna, follow up. Okay. So customer store again, that's super fun. You can easily come in and say, hey, if you sign up for our list, you save 20 bucks. I'd sign up for that list all day. You save 20 bucks, you save 10 bucks, etc., whatever that looks like. And we can send you coupons and specials and things like that. And then as you guys are clearancing out your stuff, that's easy to send it to your list and say, hey, we have a clearance on this chair. our tables are this, etc. What does this look like? You can create fun things all over inside of that. I would 100% be like, you save $20 if you sign up for our list and confirm that it's the right email is what I would be doing there. 900 on Instagram, 300 on Facebook, all organic, but I don't want to pay for the promotion because last time I did, it was robots. Yeah, scare. Okay, I would focus. One, I focus on email. 30% of people open their email. So 30% of your email list is opening it versus 3% of your social media sees it. Social media followers are usually a little easier to get, but my email list is 3 times bigger than all of my social media, and 30% open it. So I'd be looking at that. And then everything you post on social media, I would be asking questions. I would be doing polls, contests, those types of things. If you're looking to encourage engagement, it's not just we have this and it exists, it's asking for the next steps. Not many, only a few. I send them after our session to see what they need help with, and then I give them the strategy information to help it happen. Okay. I would put a step between them engaging with your content and asking them to get on a call. And that might be a PDF, it might be a ebook, it might be a class. Perhaps you're teaching a workshop so you can get more done. I would rather teach 1 to 25 than 1-to-1 all day long, right? Something like that that gives them a good next step. And then when you're giving people payment information, I either want that on my website so they can see it immediately, or I want to deliver it one-on-one. When I'm just typically emailing out payment, like what the prices are, those are things that are really easy for people just to brush off. Talking about money sometimes is exhausting and a lot, which you know because you teach finance. So I would add some steps inside of there if it's not working and see what you can do to make it easier going from connecting with engaging online to connecting with you in a in-person environment somehow. Workshop, PDF, something like that before you get on a call with them. And then on the call, I would discuss pricing and how it's high value for them. So focus on results over everything else. Do I need to start another email in order to separate it? If you don't want to in your current email, yeah, start a new one. How do I start a website? I'm very confused on that website hosting domain stuff. That's a whole other discussion, but I host all my stuff through GoDaddy and I like WordPress. If you don't know how to build on WordPress, there's a lot of other ones that are easier, like Square. Wix is stupid, but you know, I do in-person events where I have many of my email list and was considering sending follow-up for those that attended. Yes. Yes. Come to my workshop. Come to this event. Download this book. Watch this video. I have a lot of those. I have master classes we send out frequently. That type of thing. Okay. Any other? Does that help? Those of you that I've answered questions for, does that help a little bit? I love in-person events. We're having a whole summit on how to do in-person events better because that's how I built my first business. It's bridal shows. All right. Any other questions? I feel like we're good. We're almost at time. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here and for having me. I will make you guys some other templates and stuff to help you create. I'm just going to create a couple of different journeys for you to follow and see what you can pull from as you create yours. Okay.